Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Oceanic Pro League. I'm Atlas, this is Spawn, and we're here for our second game of the night. Sudden Fear going to be taking on Avant, Garde. I just want to take a moment, though, just to soak in the fact that Immunity managed to take that victory just then, because that's against Legacy, a team that was looking fantastic, undefeated up until their game against the Chiefs, and Immunity able to really use the momentum from their previous win.
Yeah, Immunity came in and looked like a completely different outfit.
Completely different.
And, you know, maybe it was a little bit of a lackadaisical effort from Legacy. They had a very good scaling comp. They had a clear game plan. But when you fall behind that early in the early game, it was just T-Gun really set that victory up. He was able to get a good first kill. Then he secured the dive in the bottom lane. It meant that the fast push was really answered nicely from Tallywhacker, who was trying to get turrets down with the Tristana. And from there, just bind after bind, secured kill after kill, and catapulted his team into a lead. Yeah,
he had a scope on that thing, most definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to talk about how incredibly on point those binds were, or maybe if you want to say anything else at all OPL related, use that hashtag IamOPL and let us know. We're not going to find out any other way. So just make sure you chuck that one in there and talk to us on Twitter, because I want to hear what you guys think about how that game went, because I'm honestly a little bit speechless.
Yeah, I think that that game shows that you can't take any team for granted in the Oceanic Pro League right now. It's a much closer middle of the pack. We still have some outliers, and, you know, Immunity showing that they're willing to swing with the best of them right now and try and claw their way back off into the playoff contention.
Yeah, and look, we're talking about outliers. Let's move on to our next match. It's going to be Sudden Fear taking on Avant, and sort of the wrong kind of outlier here. Sudden Fear really desperately looking for a victory, and they've had some close showings. Sin Gaming, they were very close in gold until about the 25-minute mark. Of course, Direwolves almost managed to clinch a win. It took the ultra late game before they lost that one. So they have managed to get close, but just haven't found it.
Yeah, and they really are struggling in certain parts of the Rift. I want to take a look at Christmas Trees and a Pink Bomi coming through here.
Yeah.
A Pink Bomi especially had a pretty reasonable first split of the OPL. Has been a little bit lackadaisical, going towards the Gragas and Rek'Sai. Did favor the Lee Sin a lot in Split 1. Of course, that's not really a factor right now. Might be able to bring it back. We're seeing it played a little bit more in competitive play. But Christmas Trees, he's going towards the Azir, and it's just not working out for him. He's having some rough early games, is getting some jungle pressure. You can't go past how teams are playing against this team. They are starting to pick on him. But yeah, I think he needs to just play a lot safer in the laning phase and really try and let their bottom lane, Shiny and Patu, come through with the goods, because they're an aggressive young lane, and their mechanics are on point so far. Shiny especially is a shining light for this team. Yeah,
Shiny is... I saw the pun. But no, Shiny has been playing fantastically, and they had the lane swap in the last game. I think he finished the match actually 5-2-6, something like that. He had a fantastic performance on the Kalista, and look, they were looking like they were going to just roll over in that game against Sin. And then Shiny came through with a double kill there in the top lane. I believe it was 2v2 as well. Yep. So really making sure that they're getting this team on track, but it's just not quite enough, and you can't really convince the rest of your map to follow suit, even when you're doing fantastically, because I think Christmas Trees really has to pick it up. Robo Santa has had some fantastic moments.
He's a big question mark.
But he's so polarizing. I mean, you just don't really know what you're going to get from Robo day in, day out.
Yeah, the thing about Robo Santa is that when he is good, he is brilliant.
Stunning.
Like, really good. But when he is bad, he goes missing, like just is not on the Rift sometimes. So we'll see which Robo Santa we get today. Hopefully it's a good one. But they're going up against an Avant Garde lineup that we haven't really seen too much. Not able to make it onto the Rift their last game. They do look impressive when they make it there. Porky especially in the top lane.
Oh, yeah.
I think that if he goes 1-to-1, Robo Santa is in a little bit of trouble, because Porky is a fantastic laning mid laner. And, you know, across the board, they've integrated their new members, Warble as well as Destiny, fairly well. Warble especially was incredibly impressive in their win.
Yeah, Warble has been playing phenomenally when he's made it onto the Rift. Like you mentioned, of course, forfeiting their previous match, but now actually playing with a sub. So Destiny not going to be on the roster for this one. They're using Jakey there in the bottom lane, and we'll see whether Warble can pick up the same sort of synergy there. Of course, we have seen Warble Gobble playing, well, when he was previously Warble Gobble. It's a hilarious name.
It's the best name ever.
Yeah, it's utterly brilliant. It was a couple of years ago now, I believe, that we actually saw him start off with Avant. So he's been with the organization for a very long time. So look, hopefully he can pick up some synergy there with Jakey and make things happen. But look, Kensti is such a wild card there in the mid lane as well. That's an interesting one to talk about. We'll see whether Christmas Trees manages to somehow pick up his first victory based on the fact that, you know, Kensti might do something weird.
Yeah, Kensti, he definitely has games where he has a little bit of a slip up in the early game, can snowball out of control, but they actually do Christmas Trees a little bit of a favor, I feel, and ban away the Azir.
Oh, that's mean. course, it is the champion that he wants to play.
Yeah, no, he definitely wants to play it. I just think that right now with the early, it's not because he can't play. It's just teams are ganking him over and over again, so you can never be aggressive on it. They do ban away Rise. Porky was a fantastic Rise player, and now with the changes on the Rift, I'm not surprised to see that one go through. And Rumble, they've thrown 2 bans at him.
Yeah, Porky, of course, banning away the Rumble just makes a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, Porky's performance, I believe, in his first Rumble game, 5-1-14. So not, you know, not half bad on that champion. Rek'Sai going to be baking away. It's going to be baking away from Shelby. And I was talking about Shelby, the Ham Lord himself. What else to mention other than pork products as the final ban? We're still waiting for it. Does Avant take a little while? Do you like how I saved that, by the way?
I did. That was good. Nautilus gets taken off the Rift.
Patu not going to play that champion and does have his Morgana that he was threading the needle on. Of course, Thresh there as well has been banned away from him in the past. But Robo wanted to hop straight back on the horse.
Exactly.
Into the top
what do you
lane.
do when you fall off the horse? You
Hop
get
straight
right
back
on.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. The persistence.
Exactly. Exactly. So hovering it for now. We'll see whether they do decide on that one. Of course, it is going to open up the jungle pool for Shelby just a little bit as that Gragas still available. There's still a lot of options for a lot of players, but I would definitely like the Hecarim pick up here because Robo Sano, he's showed the most promise on that champion. And we talk about this Direwolves game a whole lot, and that was what Robo was playing.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure because Gnar still is available, and that's going to be an incredibly difficult one-on-one lane if that is what Avant go for. And Gnar
Talk to Mickey
right
well
now,
about that.
Yeah, I can if you want, but Gnar right now, if you go double offensive items, can go things like the Black Cleaver as well as the Frozen Mallet. Just means that you give Hecarim's nightmares.
Yeah. Aha! That's what you did there. I was expecting a different phrase. As Avant thinking about their bottom lane, Sivir and Bard are being hovered over. Sivir's locked in already. Chelby locks in the Bard, and Jakey, that's his debut into the OPL. He's going to take Bard.
Yeah, Bard's such a creative champion. You see some strange level 1 shenanigans can go on. You can get behind people with some fancy magical journeys coming in there. Also, Cosmic Binding late game, I just think it's one of the most underrated CCs because it's so easy to hit off creeps. It's so easy to hit when people are grouped up. And it's like 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds spammable cooldown with some CD reduction, cooldown reduction in your build.
And there's so many combos
Brad
to use
does a lot.
Yeah, with the rest of like Bard's kit though, you can Magical Journey if people follow you through, you stun off it. I mean, that combo's there that everyone knows about. But then there's the Tempered Fate. If you get multiple people, you can reposition yourself in order to get, just a easy Cosmic Binding straight afterwards. And you've extended the CC a ridiculous amount. And look, we'll see whether Avant can use it, but Sudden Fear, they've locked in Patu's Thresh as well as the Gragas. So far, some massive high-tier picks for this team. And Avant now looking to answer, and like you mentioned, the Gnar definitely there. Porky, of course, able to play almost anything there in the top lane. More than happy to take that one. And Shelby opting to go for a Sejuani. And normally we'd say, oh, a slightly scaling jungler. This is a bad move for Shelby. Hasn't been the way thus far in the OPL this split.
Yeah, Shelby definitely happy to play more of a reserve role, not going as aggressive as we're used to seeing, still starting some brilliant team fights. And look at the layering of CC right now that's going to come through from Avant. They have so much zone control with Bard. Then they've got the Glacial Prison as well as the huge Gnar to come through there. So we've seen the Scoop Frozen combo before is being used to great effect, and maybe some pick coming through from Sudden Fear here in the form of
Would you call it the Ice Cream Scoop?
I wouldn't. You could.
Yeah, I think I probably will. I'm going to lock that one in. Sudden Fear, though, looking for a Katarina, and it looks like with a whole lot of CC on the enemy team, Katarina would be a fantastic choice.
No, so they're going to go all in on pick. I like this. They've got the ability to isolate someone with Thresh. Ash going to be able to nail arrows from long distance, and then you can just swoop in. They're not going to do it, so I'm going to stop talking about it.
Yeah, we've got to stop talking about the old Hoverino there, Spawny Boy. But look, there's the Victor locked in. And I almost forgot his name. We haven't seen Victor for a long time. Of course, spent a bit of a hiatus off the Rift for a little while. Swiffer played it, you know, on Monday. It's fine. It's been a while still before that, okay? If we don't include that last one. I think I might just go.
So Victor, yeah, he's allowed back on the Rift. He's out of prison. Out of prison. Let him out of there. And, you know, he's still incredibly strong. Shuts down a lot of what people want to do in the mid lane. Kensti will get the counter pick to come through here. Shiny is on Tristana. Anything with range.
Okay.
He does a lot of burst damage, Victor.
Okay.
Tankiness can help.
Yeah, thinking about a Cho'Gath for now.
He's reasonably squishy. That is one thing that Cho'Gath does well. It's just one-shot people with the bite. There's nothing more that is actually, if we just go on a side note, nothing more frustrating right now than playing things and getting bitten by Cho'Gaths. They're everywhere. And it just does so much damage late game. I can't handle it.
Yeah, and you're actually talking to me about it. It's like, you don't use it to finish people off. You just use it
to send a message.
Much as you possibly can.
Bite people. You walk into top lane, there's a Cho'Gath, he bites you, you got no health left, you're just done.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad that you were born a human. Because if you were a dog, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near you.
But that is what they go with, so Ken's going to look to bite some fools by himself this game. And you know, there are some squishy members coming through here for Southern Fear.
Yeah.
You're going to think maybe Shiny is a target with, of course, the silence coming through there. He's going to be not able to get anyone off him for a good couple of seconds. That is one of the legacy, I guess, CCs left in the game. Silence in a big cone is something that you don't really see on newer champions. Cho'Gath, unchanged kit for the longest of time. And, you know, Christmas Trees, he needs to get some work done in this lane. Try and poke Kensti out, because otherwise the sustain battle, Kensti's going to be able to do some work. Yeah,
and I mean, I guess Christmas Trees is going to be able to sort of get in range for a lot of his abilities. Of course, largely Victor's burst combination involves him being very, very close. His auto attack range not that high, and you need to be auto attacking in order to utilize the Q.
Not to mention the fact that the laser is like a really thin projectile, and Cho'Gath's really big.
Yeah, you'll be able to cut him pretty easily.
So you'll be able to hit him so easy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point. So Christmas Trees with the counter pick before it was even picked. Whoa,
we can see the future.
I know. Christmas Trees. Why didn't you use that talent before? Things haven't gone so far. So good so far.
Maybe he did. Maybe he's thinking the long con. As we take a look at the lineups.
And there's the head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen. Porky against Robo Santa going to be difficult for Robo, especially in the early stage. We'll see whether it is going to be a lane swap. But hop over to Twitter. Let us know who you think is going to take this game. Use the hashtag SFWin if it's Sudden Fear, or hashtag AVWin if you think Avant Garde have got it to take this game, because they've picked the Sivir away from Shiny. That's a big deal. Shiny, a massive Sivir advocate, of course, a terror on that champion in solo queue, but unable to pick it up this time. A lot of these teams able to make sure that he doesn't get it, but has opted for the Tristana a couple of times so far.
Yeah, and this is a lane matchup. We actually see a fair amount, the Tristana into the Sivir, because if anyone shoves Sivir well, it is Trist. She can just use one ability, auto-attack the range creeps, they disappear. And because of the fact that Sivir's range is a little bit shorter, you generally soak a lot of the AoE damage that comes off that. The all-in potential out of a Tristana is always relevant. So, you know, in the bottom lane with the Thresh coupling up, the CC is going to be a very real threat. That if they make one mistake down there, Warble is a great Sivir player in his own right.
Oh, yeah.
The lane can swing quite quickly, but in saying that, probably just going to be a shove battle. And I think a lot of the action will go around this top lane where you have an outright counter pick. Porky should be able to take it to Robo Santa, but with how we've seen maybe a Trinity Force coming out a little bit earlier, hopefully Robo can get into the mid-game team fights and start trying to affect it with his team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can. Or whether it's going to be Sudden Fear opting for some sort of lane swap, you know, get a sort of jungle follow going on, avoid the laning phase for as long as possible until Robo can make his way there. Of course, he's able to take a camp, but I don't know whether that'll quite be enough.
Oh, your jungle's fine. If you go Flask, you can take 2-3 camps with Hecarim without having to go back. And you join up with the jungle follow very nicely. Probably better than, you know, if he takes W second, actually follows really well as well. So it's probably not going to be better, but it's going to be just as quick coming through there on Hecarim.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And as far as the lane swap does go, who do you think, as far as a bottom lane is concerned, benefits from that particular
Well, they're both
option?
shoving. So, you know, it probably doesn't benefit more any other more.
Okay.
Maybe you'll see the Thresh come through, be able to roam incredibly effectively, although Bard, he was made for roaming in the early game, doesn't have the stun in the mid lane. Thresh, of course, able to get the flare as well as a death sentence through there. So he might be able to get in and maybe try and lock down Kensti a bit more than what Bard can. But that's the only thing that you can take away from the extremely early game, the ability for Thresh to maybe outperform Bard. But after that, it's going to just be shoving down turrets as quickly as possible, open up the map, and, you know, in big AoE team fights, Avant Garde have a really good AoE composition coming together. They've got the classical get 6, hit R, go berserk.
Yep. Do R is basically the comp. But of course, you look over the other side, once 6 has occurred, you've got Explosive Cask and the Onslaught of Shadows to try and get people outside of everything. Yeah, exactly. Buster shots there as well. Lots of displacement available for Sudden Fear. But we talk about this every time Sudden Fear gets onto the Rift. We talk about their synergies, the combos that they can do often it reaches these later game points and they can't get it together at the same time. This team hasn't really managed to find the synergy just yet, and we'll see whether it's today that they're going to be able to.
I like that you point that out, because Sun and Fear have one thing that they really excel at. Like, they do pretty well, and that's pick ban phase. They seem to come out ahead a lot of the time. Right now, it's a pretty neutral pick ban phase. Both have got power picks, but it's just the execution on the Rift. They have moments of brilliance, but then every now and again will just fall over in the mid game and not be able to pick themselves back up. You're waiting for that one game where everything just clicks for these guys and they're able to translate it into some wins.
Yeah, and you have to think that as soon as they do manage to find that, then it will be a very fantastic time for them, because they do definitely have the mechanical skill individually. That's the crazy thing.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, you look at all of these players, and individually they do everything right. It's not like they're picking these champions they can't play or anything ridiculous like that. It's just that they can't play them together as a unit. And look, once that flicks over and they somehow manage to like get the mind meld, everything's going to be far different. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hop onto the Rift. Sudden Fear versus Avant Garde. Sudden Fear now all together as 5, so maybe things have started off on the right foot.
Moving out of the base as a unit, seeing if they can pick anyone up. Bard, see, he hasn't skilled yet, so there is the potential for the level 1 magical journey.
Oh, one can only hope. Oh, goodness. The dream. The dream is still real. Oh, Sudden Fear. Yeah, they have been spotted. Nice ward.
Run, Jakey.
Down. Oh, look at the stuns already. Cosmically bound into the wall.
No, they were bound into each other.
Ah.
Star-crossed lovers.
Oh, wow. See, Bard's the best champion.
I love Bard.
Flat out.
He honestly is.
It's so good.
And I love the fact that he's really strong now, so we can say it without tongue-in-cheek, because he's a really good pick, and he's really fun to watch.
It's not that he's really strong now. I just think that people have figured him out now.
No, we also raised the base numbers like 5 times in a row.
All right, well, there's that. But still, you know, nothing ridiculous. Nothing outrageous. Not like, you know, Tempered Fates on a half-a-second cooldown or something like that.
No, he's pretty
That would be bad for everyone, I think. You don't need more of that, as Kensty's just waiting around in this brush. More gold. That's not how you get gold, guys.
Maybe not. Oh.
So cool. Okay, we need to stop talking about this.
No, we don't. He's still on the screen. Go for your life. As we see Shelby. He's probably going to start at a Gromp.
Don't talk about Shelby. Look at how adorable that meep is.
How dare you speak about Bristle that way?
Spawn celebrating in the only excess knowledge about League of Legends that he has.
The only lore-based fact I know.
Yep, there it is. Well, Shiny doesn't decide to do any sort of freezing here on the bottom side, and it looks like standard lanes are going to ensue. So Robosan are going to be taking a camp. Has opted for the Ignite in this lane, which is very interesting. Of course, able to give him a whole lot more pressure, though.
Cinderhulk not as strong on this patch. It's lost a lot of the champions to damage to champions, champions to damage. One of those ones.
Yep.
It doesn't do as much to champions anymore. Does still the same amount to creeps, so jungling is still a fantastic option to come through there, but has been hit a little bit in the top lane, which is why we're seeing these aggressive Hecarims come back, going Trinity Force first, as well as the Ignite pickup.
Yeah, I like it. So what Amazing J started in the LPL, continuing here in the OPL as Jakey just going to prepare some lunch for Warble.
The real trendsetter was Insec. He was doing it in the jungle.
Hey, he was, actually. But that wasn't teleport Ignite.
That was teleport smart.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about, who's fallen out. Wasn't it Amazing J that did it first with Ignite teleport?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Whatever.
Sure someone did it before him.
Well, we're going to get exploded one more time. Robosana with a level advantage here in the top lane, rampaging around as Porky just building some rage.
And this is legitimately what you have to do to win this matchup if you're Robosana. You get your boots too, you get home guard boots, and you run into lane, and you shove it as quickly as possible, then you recall after all the harass you're taking, then you gloriously canter back to the lane. It's a wonderful feeling, wind blowing in your mane, as you just repetitively have to recall, because Porky, he's going to be able to put out so much more poke damage as he gets some skill ups into that queue.
Well, hasn't yet been able to do that, but of course, early days in this lane. We'll see whether Porky can get things going on. Of course, Patu trying to read the juke, doesn't find it on the Warble. Interesting. Of course, it has been the day of the supports thus far. T-Gun having a fantastic time. Patu definitely has it in him to have a similar performance here for Sudden Fear. We've had a lot of his skill shots really being noteworthy. Haven't seen anything just yet. Robo-Santa's doing a great job here in the top lane. Of course, you expect him to be at a deficit as far as the farm, but he's also up in health.
Yeah, and this is a thing that you need to do when you're against ranged laners. It's what you used to have to do against the likes of Ryze, Vladimir.
Cannon.
You shove them in so they stop throwing stuff at you, because when they have a choice between farming and harassing, they're always going to take farming. So if you shove them in, they have to make that decision, as it looks like Shiny maybe wants to go aggressive. Lantern thrown out, but nothing happening right now in the bottom lane. Just the shove continuing.
Yeah, it was just Patu trying to offer some support with the shield there just a little bit. If they had have taken it into the brush, it could have meant a Cosmic Binding on both of them and maybe just deadness. Shelby's going to plop down a pink ward and clear out the vision here for Sudden Fear, who now might need to play a little bit further back. Christmas Tree's doing fine here in the mid lane, actually.
Yeah, Shelby actually finished a Scuttlebug as well as a Gromp behind, so wasn't able to grab boots on top of his pickup. Instead, got some wards, able to get a pink ward down there. But you see Gragas right now a little bit ahead and should be able to get in for a nice early gank. Still has the flash body slam combo available. And Kensti is a good target in the mid lane, can layer it with that gravity field well. And you see now Robo Santa about to get dove.
Yeah, he is getting potentially dove there in the top lane. Actually dives onto a creep. Dangerous stuff, sitting at about 400 health.
Still
eating
has some potions,
through,
yeah.
And the flask. So he should be fine. Decided not to go back, actually, Spawn, which is interesting. Often these guys will pick up the cloth armor on their way towards the lane, but Warble taking a lot of damage in the bottom lane. Patu looks for some harass, but Jakey's going to be absolutely fine. But Warble is going to have to farm from a long way away now on the low-range Sivir.
Yeah, but Bard, as soon as that transforms into a bigger flower, is going to be add some fairly decent sustain into the lane. He does harass really well, so wow, that was a great knockup.
Yeah, Chelby just makes his presence known, takes a turret shot.
Wow, Kensti had flash bite there. If they had a flash the Shelby and made sure that he got the knockup as well.
Oh, death sentence, and in comes a pink Bomi. Jakey gonna get destroyed. That play was beautiful.
Yeah, the coordination coming through there, making sure that they did what they weren't.
Patu did every button in like half a second. That was cool.
Diddy's buttons.
Doing buttons is my favorite thing, man.
It has flash available.
No, it gets
moves away.
Wolf spirit, man. Always giving you up. Sad times as Christmas Trees with his Ghost and Flash still just clearing out underneath his turret. Taking a bit of pressure here from Kensti, who's now got some vision available as well.
That was just out of range of the pink ward as well.
Sad. Very, very sad.
Oh,
actually, no. I can see it. Oh, Kensti yelling at Christmas Trees. Didn't even mind. I love that skin.
Oh, it's
so good. You're going to need, big beats.
No, you don't need that one either.
Wait, what do you do?
Ness Shoga.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have taken Jurassic over that. What are you... Sometimes you say the weirdest things, Spawn. And as an analyst, that's not a good thing. You gotta have
skits.
like standard
that and Swamp
correct
Cannon.
views.
That and Swamp Cannon.
Swamp Cannon. The recolor to end all recolors. I actually like that skin though. I like that one. My producers have pointed out that it's relatively aquatic based as well, so I probably should like it. So, staying true to form, yes, I agree with you, Spawn.
No, you don't. You don't like those skins at all.
No, I don't. Well, Porky in the top lane, going to miss a cannon creep and transform into Mega Gnar in anger and frustration. Bit short on the house there as well, as he manages to wallop Robo Santa. Gets Nard into the wall, actually. Robo just going to casually trot under his turret, and he's going to be absolutely fine. Spirit of Dread just going to ruin his CS.
Fine.
Well, he's not dead right now.
Falling a little bit behind in CS, though, and, Porky, he's got a relatively good shot coming in right now. Going to be able to harass off a lot of these creeps. And Robo's starting to struggle in this lane.
Yeah, he's 6 behind. He's not doing too bad.
No,
he does have teleport.
Not doing horribly. He's still got teleport, definitely. Has the ignite, so can potentially turn some kill potential.
Oh, here's the magical journey. Is the flash used by Shiny not going to get him out of the way of the Arctic Assault, though, as the Permafrost comes in. Oh, look at the ult from Shelby. Shiny burning down, but has the shield. Jakey, he's going to fall as Robo Santa picks it up after the teleport. Shiny somehow still alive. Got no idea how, as there's the fantastic wallop from Porky. Is going to try and get rid of a Robo Santa. Almost dies for it as well, as Christmas Trees ghosted his way down just to help his team. And decent, I guess, disengage coming down from Sudden Fear.
Well, Sudden Fear go 1 for nothing, so they're able to win it. Porky would have loved the Gnar right then. Being able to get a lot done in that team fight. You mentioned the roam coming through from Christmas trees. The team overextended to try and get him into the team fight. Avant didn't bite, but maybe Kensty's caught him out in rotation.
Yeah, it's a nice rupture. He gets slowed down after that one as Kensty looking for a nom. He's going to get the stun up, though, onto Kensty and make his way underneath the turret. Oh, next rupture, not going to quite find the mark.
He's got Yell available, and he's got Flash.
Get Flash angry at him. Tempered Fate onto almost everyone here as Jakey just got to party just a little bit. Warble goes down solo. Shiny locks up the kill, and Jakey just sort of wonders what his ultimate was supposed to do in that situation for a moment. There's another laser beam onto Chelby as Christmas Trees is just getting yelled at, man. He's like a grade 4 kid who's in trouble all the time, you know?
He's like a what?
You know, like a kid in grade 4 that's being naughty. He's getting yelled at by the teacher.
Oh,
come on, surely you know that
You
analogy.
must have had some boss teachers if they dress like that.
Yeah, man. Went to a private school. No, I didn't. Actually, not at all. State school, baby.
I could kind of tell from the accent you put on.
Oh, dear. Robo-Sander going to canter away from the horse-throwing man.
The horse-throwing man? The house-throwing monster?
I really should go home. I think we're done here.
Pack it up. Porky going very deep in the top lane. Robo-Sander and a Pink Bomi both up there. Has got the transform back.
Yeah, actually, Porky does have to be very careful. He wants to be aggressive in this lane with the advantage that he has. Of course, looks like he's going towards that frozen mallet. But in comes the Fat Man. Has a drink as well as Robo-Sander trying to canter after him. Oh, nice flash from Porky. Reads the ultimate and knows that he has to get out of there.
Yeah, but he had to burn the flash, so Summoner Spell gained for not really much on the side of Pink Bomi and Robo-Sander. Able to get some pressure down on the Gnar as he's starting to really shove the Hecarim in. So definitely good things as the Yell misses, if such a thing can occur.
Jakey going to get death sentence here, but they're able to turn it as Chelby with the On The Hunt available to help him out. Beautiful buster shot from Shiny, but Patu's going to get solo ulted. There's the boomerang as well from Warble. There's one more auto attack. Warble locks down the kill. Shiny can't get anything in response as Cosmic Binding goes wide. And Sudden Fear get ganked. Lose a member in the bottom lane.
Yeah, so finally they go down in the bottom lane. That was about the third repeat gank from Chelby coming through. They're able to make it work this time. Nails the ultimate. They're going to be able to clear out some vision. Maybe start up a dragon for their troubles as well, although there's some very healthy members still on Sudden Fear's side.
Yeah, Christmas Tree is able to roam down here as well. Flash still available for the mid laner, but doesn't have the Ghost just yet. He's going to be up in a few seconds' time, but AV, they are going to start off the dragon. This could potentially be dangerous.
No, they don't know on the side of Sudden Fear.
No wards.
Although now with another member leaving, they must know what is going on. They will get in there, try and get some the stragglers on the backside, but they'll just see the dragon fall down, have a good timer.
Yeah, they'll know exactly when that's coming back up, about that 18-minute mark. And Kensty returning to lane as well, doesn't quite have his blue buff available just yet. They lose the turret in the bottom lane. Tempered Fate, stuns up Warble, but not Shiny. They're going to lose both members here as Shiny's going to burn down, but dodges the boomerang. There's the jump. Almost managed to die there, but double kill coming through for the AD carry. And we spoke about the one man that can carry this team. We said it was Shiny.
Yeah, and he's taken an early turret. We said that he'll win the shoving battle on Tristana. He's got 3 kills as Robo.
He's gone super ham onto Porky, who bounces over the top of him. Pink Bomi looks for something, misses the barrel, and everyone's just going to run away.
Yeah, all right. So we saw the backup flying in. We see that Robo also gone for those home guard boots, so that's why he's still able to stay competitive. Really cannot overstate the importance on home guard boots in losing top lane matchups. Just boots too very cost efficient for their defensive stats. Both the Merc treads for the for the CC reduction. Yep, CC reduction as well as an Ninja TIB coming through there, and they just get you back to lane in losing lane matchups. Really smart move coming through there from Porky.
Yeah, it means you can.
From Robo.
It allows you to use your health bar as a resource more effectively than any other time. Robo-Sander going to get caught by the Cosmic Binding, and Arctic Assault there as well, already down to half health with his squishy build. Another ultimate landing really nicely for Chelby. Robo-Sander just going to run away, and there's the Dark Passage for Pink Bomi. Patu, he's got you back, man. Yeah,
so in the end they get away. Warble going to be able to take down this bottom turret, although the Christmas tree is coming through. Doesn't want to fight him. No, he does.
Yeah, he's looking for it. Does land the laser. That's a lot of damage there. As Warble does pop the On The Hunt. Does he have the spell shield available? He does. He's looking to try and turn this one around, but there's the Chaos Storm. Christmas trees. Yeah.
Yeah, good
like,
solo
thanks
kill.
for the kill, man. But that is going to be Shiny falling as well. No AD carries allowed alive as Kensti just ate him.
Yeah, he flash ate him.
Oh, his corpse is still there. I feel like it shouldn't be. Should be inside the Cho'Gath.
So Kensti, he's farming up an absolute storm in this mid lane. Got some CDR coming through there. Going to be able to get multiple spell rotations out. That's incredibly important when you are playing Cho'Gath mid lane. Roller still an important item if you're going to take him top lane, but just at this point, CDR is so necessary in the mid lane. You go into something defensive like Zhonya's Hourglass to keep yourself safe in the mid game, and then you get 2 or 3 shouts in a team fight, and it generally does the trick.
Yep, pretty much be loud, and you're doing well.
Proud.
Yeah. Sounds like my motto in life. Be as loud as possible at all times.
Oh, you're not loud.
All right. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with you today, Spawn, honestly. It's just saying things that are wrong. Swamp Cannon first, now I'm not loud. Just don't really understand.
What cannon skin is better than Swamp Cannon?
Arctic Ops?
Nah, they
Cannon MD, man. What the heck?
They wrecked his Shuriken.
That is the best. What even is a Shuriken? Oh my god. Okay, thanks, Kensi. That is perfect. We'll just go back to talking about the yell and how fantastic that is instead. Porky going to clear out the top wave. There's a lot of vision available for Sudden
right
Fear.
now, so able to, I guess, take it to this Hecarim one-on-one, although he has got the Ignite back available going into the second item, Trinity Force, as we mentioned. You see,
First item.
Infinity Edge has been finished up in the bottom lane. Yeah, it's weird. Do you count boots as an item? I do.
I sort of half do.
No, I
when
do.
it's relevant, I do. Otherwise, I don't.
It's always relevant.
I like only count Sork boots as an item, weirdly enough. I don't know why. I think it's
Oh, Robo
wrong.
Santa with the jukes. He just stopped. Saw it whistle past.
Yep, no problem. He's a glorious horsey. Able to do that. He's going to get shoved under the tower yet again. Shelby looking for a potential dive there in the top lane. Of course, Robo without the flash a little bit.
Has Ignite, though, so needs to be careful. They will get the turret, though.
Yeah, Pink Bomey looking to try and come and defend, but not going to be there in time. Turret's going to fall down. First one for Avant. It's going to mean that they're back up to a bit irrelevant.
They have to know something is up right there. Yeah. Robo cantered back up to them to check them out.
Just clippity clop. Shelby,
we need more
head over there.
Horse movement. What do? They gallop, they trot.
They canter.
They canter. We got 3, that's enough.
You could say parade. They also parade a little bit.
Do they?
Yeah, clippity clop. There are a lot of options for horse movement words.
Shelby now in the mid lane. He's got his ultimate available. They need to be careful here. Christmas Trees is definitely in one-shot territory if they're able to get any form of CC through from the Sejuani riding Bristle. But Pink Bobby coming back out.
Oh, man, it took a lot of effort to get that in there, didn't it, Spawn?
Nah, that's fine.
All right. Nailed it. Sudden Fear heading towards the dragon, coming up in about 40 seconds' time as Avant moving around their jungle. Spotted by some vision, though.
Goodness, they go in on Kensti.
Yeah, actually, Kensti getting surrounded here. Tempered Fate going to lock down a Pink Bomey and the mid laner just to allow the teleport to come in, but Kensti still in a lot of trouble. Pink Bomey gets eaten, and Shiny, he's going to get knotted into the wall. Walloped as well. There's the ult. Forky flashes after Shiny. Buster shot, not quite in time. There's still a lot of damage available for the Sudden Fear lineup. Robo Santa wants to delete Porky. The Ignite's down, but it's not going to be enough as Jakey might run into some trouble. Thank you very much for letting us know as he's just going to try and limp away from this one as Shelby finds his way to safety as well. Sudden Fear with some control of the map, but they lost Shiny in a trade for Kensti.
Yeah, and he's all the turret pushing coming through there, so maybe they'll be able to get this one, try and rotate it into a dragon, but that was a very close thing coming through there for Sudden Fear. Shiny's been caught out twice now, and he's a lot of their resources in gold. He needs to make sure that that's no longer happening.
Yeah, his kill and death participation is fantastic. Sort of 66% of the deaths. And look, I'm not going to do the math, but that's like a lot of kill participation. Yeah, 80-ish. Give it that. Something like that. I believe it'd be 80% if it was 6 out of 8. No, it's 75%. Okay, don't worry about it. Thanks for the pat on the back there, Spawn. As Sudden Fear now looking to try and stop this dragon. He's going to reset into the pit once more as Avant. Not quite sure about whether they want to continue this one. Still doing some relevant damage at this stage.
Join the team.
Yeah, it does sort of give Sudden Fear an entry in here, but Oh, Pink Bomi makes his way in. Dangerous move. He's just going to get destroyed. And you can't get baited by the magical journey. I know it's magical. You can't do that. Porky going to get stunned by the gravity field, but Sudden Fear now with a man short, and more importantly, their jungler dead. Avant just going to be able to take this dragon down. It'll be 2 dragons to nothing as Kensty's found Shiny. Another Ignite on him as well as he does manage to jump away. Patu now might be in trouble though as there's the knock up and he's just going to die as Chelby. He's going to secure the dragon as well, and Avant really finding their victories around the map. And we've seen this happen to Sudden Fear many a time. They've managed to find the early game advantage, but often around these team fights, things fall apart.
They are creating ways right now to lose mid games.
Yeah.
They just took a magical journey, 1 versus 5, lost a jungler, then stuck around with a Tristana who had to burn Flash to get away, left poor Patu for dead. Wasn't able to get anything done on the back end there. And you know, this is when they should be strong. Robo, he got through laning phase so well into the mid game. He's looking great. Might even look for a kill here onto Porky. But they're just giving it all up around the dragon fights.
Yeah, Robo able to kill a lot of farm under this turret as well before it goes down. There it is, grabs himself some local gold. Kenzie gonna eat himself a raptor. Oh, no, delicious. As Porky just gonna try and pick up a wave in the top lane. Mega Gnar's gonna come in at the same time. So Robosan are actually commanding some respect up here in the top lane. Brawler's Glove, you know, a zeal away from that Trinity Force.
Probably got it. He just took out a turret and a huge amount of CS.
Yeah.
Might be able to recall, grab that. That's in fairly good time for a Hecarim versus Gnar matchup. He's got the boots as well as the home guard upgrade. And there you go. In 20 minutes, he's able to get the core set of his build done.
Yeah, it does have a Ruby Crystal as well, going towards what could be
Spirit Visage.
Yeah, Spirit Visage, anything like that. Could be Randy ones as well. Magical Journey, though, in the bottom lane. Avant looking to try and make something happen. Cosmic Binding, obviously not finding anything.
So there's no one down
There's no
there
one
right
there.
Now.
Yeah, no. They're trying to gank the turret. The turret in a lot of trouble. No one coming to its aid. And of course had no health.
Baron's a call. There's 3 members down bottom. They have a Tristana.
And they're starting it off as well. Shiny able to get a lot of damage down. Like you mentioned, no vision available here for Avant. They are going to have a couple of the solo laners now come through and try and check this one out, but it's already down to half health. Everyone trying to move up and take this. Porky, it's going to be on you. Can Kenzie eat it? No, he's not going to be able to. A Sudden Fear, they lock down the Baron. Very close, actually. Kenzie almost yelling it to death as there's the Tempered Fate on top of Christmas trees and Robo-Santa. A pink... Oh, Robo-Santa's going to die, but... That's the Baron for a kill. I'd probably take it.
Yeah, and a couple of turrets. So, you know, right now, maybe in AV's favor because they even out the gold. But now what can Sudden Fear get off the back end of it? If they lose another turret, it's going to be... If they lose another 2 turrets, it's probably going to be a bad trade.
Yeah, and that'll be 3 turrets and a kill
4
for a Baron.
4 turrets? They took 2 bottom. Now they're taking 2 mid.
Yep, and that one's going to fall as well. So, yeah, most definitely not quite worth it. Unless they can make this one work. Sudden Fear went for the YOLO play. Didn't quite manage.
They made the right move. They just got caught on the back end of it. The smite came through incredibly late from a Pink Bomi on that one. I didn't see whether it was available. I'd love to see if it was. And, you know, they're trying to shove up middle lane to see if they can get pressure now. Shiny should be able to tear through these structures, but it's about whether they can get rid of all the wave clear of Cho'Gath.
Ooh, Descent's not going to find anyone here as Jakey moving pretty quickly through the jungle now that he's collected some meeps for himself.
So they need to focus top lane and mid lane. I don't know why they're clearing wards right now because they lost a lot of gold off that objective. They need to group up. Porky's going to try and take out top lane. Robo-Santa needs to get up there because he has teleport available. And then the rest of the team needs to try and shove in here.
Yeah, we got ultimate almost available for Chelby as well. Kenzie can eat something if he wants to. And Porky just trying to build some rage there on the top side of the map. Watch for the Gnar. See when he can get there with that full or almost full rage bar in order to get something going on in these team fights. Porky, a massive part of the AV squad as Pink Bomi trying to throw over some Gatorade casts just to make things happen, but not finding anyone with that one. Just trying to get some poke available, some zoning pressure.
Yeah, so right now they really have lost out of a lot of their thing. They will get the mid turret though.
Yeah, huge
they've lost
explosion
control
from Shiny.
of the top wave. So that was actually really smart from AV to let that one go. Porky probably going to be able to get out. They will lose a red buff, but there's no other wave right now that they can utilize the Baron buff for. So realistically, Avant came way ahead of that trade because they closed a 2,000 gold gap, even turned it into about 1,000 gold advantage.
Yeah, and they took out a whole lot of the maps so that they can move around the jungle of Sudden Fear and really get the vision down. You can see they went through it, they tried to sweep it out. Still a pink ward available for Avant in the Sudden Fear jungle. Some very deep vision still yet alive, as you can see on our screen. One just hanging out there in the mid lane as Baron's still available for another couple of seconds, but is going to wear out relatively soon as Warble going to continue trying to put pressure on this bottom side.
Patrick just runs over a pink ward. That's why you A-click. Someone tells him, he turns around, heads back, takes it out.
Yep, nicely done. Nice. I'm glad that we had the commentary. How that one was going in the minds of Sudden Fear. Nah, get back there and kill it.
Wow.
Man, isn't that what you said?
Is that how they sound?
No, that was just my representation of how I'd say it. Can't help it, man. It's just my League of Legends playing voice. Don't you have a League of Legends playing voice?
I do not. Oh. I sit in silence and stew over the game.
Yeah, you do. Oh, come on. You were, you know, saying funny things, not the truth.
Oh.
Okay, Shiny, though, with his Phantom Dancer complete. Actually, even on items with Warble here at this stage, down by a bit of CS, but those couple of kills are helping him stay in it. Mikhail's Crucible now completed for Patu as well. That is a big deal, so that he can help Shiny if he does get silenced, if he does get caught out of position here from Chelby. And we'll see whether the QSS does come through at any point soon in this game.
Well, look how much lockdown CC there is. It's definitely going to be on the table for Shiny. Just depends when he feels he can sacrifice some damage to get there. You see Home Guard going to come through here. Robo-Santa sitting in base, trying to get something done. That's why Patu's looking for wards, but good job from AV to clear them out. Baron's Dragon started up. Yeah, Dragon started. Patu's going to get knocked up by the Rupture. Some nice skill shots being landed by Kenzie so far, but that's the first Dragon available for Sudden Fear as Pink Bromie going to bottom slam himself away as Shiny mid-rocket jump gets caught in the Tempered Fate, immediately flashes out as Christmas Tree's the only one that's going to get stuck in that ultimate from Chelby. The double teleports to come in as Robo Santa is going to try and chase after Warble. Kenzie uses the Zhonya's as Robo finds the ultimate. Christmas Tree's locks down in, but look at Porky's. Warble almost gets disintegrated as the Chaos Storm does finish it off. Robo Santa looking for his way back in, but Avant really starting to steamroll over this one. The house hits. Shiny gets obliterated by the wallop, and that's another one. Porky on fire. The triple kill in that team fight, and Sudden Fear now looking to try and get something going on, but nothing to be found, and Chelby just wanders out. What low health bar. He doesn't mind. Yeah, and in the end, Avant able to grab a great team fight off the back of a huge Gnar ultimate, was able to nail 4 people. Might look for a quadra here.
Yeah, the Hyper did proc there as Porky. Yeah, he's...
Penta? Come back, Frobo.
So Porky now with the unofficial quadra kill for his first kills of the game as well. Like that one. Magical Journey, not going to quite go all the way through that, but let's have a look at this again.
Yeah, so Tristana has to burn the flash straight away, and that's huge for this team fight. Christmas Trees gets caught out, able to get a lot of his damage done. Teleport did come through, tried to zone away Warble, and then turns around and deletes Kenzie after he comes out of his Zhonya's. But Porky saves the whole team fight. 4-man Gnar ultimate. Look at the damage that came through, followed up with a 2-man stun, and then just house after house was pegged at Patu till he could stand no more. That's a double house right there.
Yeah, the double house kill, man.
The Shiny gets that's triple house. And then he turns it into a boomerang cooldown. Not only is it a magical creature, Gnar is really fed right now.
Oh, yeah. And I just want to point out that there's some really awesome things going on in this game. Magical journeys, houses going everywhere, boomerangs all over the shop. It's a double boomerang comp with house magical journey. Can't lose.
And the ice cream scoop is...
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to get in.
Wonderful.
They haven't said it yet.
Yeah, they haven't used it yet. That was one person got caught in it. Come on, man. You gotta use it in context. It's not an insect play where you just say it for every time Lee Sin's in the game. Sorry, that's an in-joke that we really shouldn't be using right now. Sudden Fear now going to try and push out the mid lane, but it seems like they've lost control of this game just a little bit. 2,000 gold the lead for Avant, but this is by no means the furthest behind Sudden Fear have been. But the fact that they were ahead in the early game, they were making things happen, and thus far in sort of the later stages, things not really looking as good. 30 CS behind his Robo-Santa. Does have his Randuin's completed, though, looking... Oh, there it is, the double rupture on both of the carries.
Two priority members right there, chunking them out. All of a sudden, the team fight looking even scarier. Though they have caught Kensti by himself.
Yeah, he yells at Robo-Santa, who's trying to get him back into the team. Christmas Trees doesn't find the laser beam as there's a magical journey from Jakey. I think just because he wanted to press the button. Porky looking to try and get amongst the fight. Tempered Fate goes wide as Rupture not going to find a pink Bomi either, but he gets tagged by the boomerang. Takes the magical journey. Porky unable to continue the chase, but AV, they know that Baron's up, and they're just going to clear out the vision and see whether they can get that one going on.
But they use the Tempered Fate. That's such an important cooldown coming through there. Kensti right now doesn't have the Feast either, so there is a window if Sudden Fear can get in, but they just don't want to face check all of the CC that comes through from Cho'Gath, instead trying to push down mid.
Yeah, Christmas Trees did manage to take away that Raptor. Long-range abilities going off, but not really finding anything.
Inside track here. Only Warbles under the turret. Need to make sure they don't get flanked.
Yeah, Porky completely out of rage here as well. He's looking to try and get something going on. Realizes that he can't really do it just yet.
Really
Needs
nice
to stack it up
rotation
again.
coming through from Sudden Fear. The map movement just moving through the jungle into the bottom lane. They knew that all the members were AV were on the top side. They'll pick up a free turret.
Yep, Inner's going to go down. A lot of creeps there going to help secure that one as Shelby throws out the ultimate. 3-man onto Christmas Trees and Shiny. Double Rupture as well as Porky. Able to really get his rage going on now. Nas, nothing into the wall, but probably just because he's having a good time. Robo, max range ultimate to get himself out of danger. But that's all of the damage dead for Sudden Fear and all of the pressure alleviated for Avant.
And all of a sudden, they can just make a beeline towards that Baron going to be available for them. And really nothing they can do without the damage threats. Avant get a good kill after what was a strong move from a Sudden Fear.
Yeah, and Porky 4-0-5 now on this Nah, really having a brilliant later game performance. And this is on a Nah with a laning build. Started off with the Frozen Mallet and now transitioning into this team fight menace. And it just shows that his kit is fantastic. Doesn't really matter what you build if you manage to get things working right. As Robo-Santa's going to get ruptured as well. Does want to take the Dark Passage out as Pink Bomi. Not quite as tanky as he otherwise would have thought, but the Baron's going to fall down. Shelby locks that one up. They can see the fact that it's gone as Kensti heads back towards the river, and he's going to back right on top of a ward.
And you know, Avant, not only are they playing really well, have a very intimidating team comp. You have like whatever Cho'Gath is.
Yep.
A big dinosaur.
Yep.
A boar.
Yeah.
Look
Bard, whatever that is. I mean, that's confusing.
As soon as they get the Ion Elixirs through, they're going to be pretty tall.
And then Warble, who's a lady with a disc.
Good catch coming through there onto Shelby.
Yeah, gets laser beamed as well, but just going to clear out the vision. Shelby very tanky at this stage. Frozen Heart complete. Oh, Flash Nom! Kensti just deals with Shiny in an instant. Patu unable to get enough shielding from that Lantern in order to save his 80 carry's life. And that happened pretty quickly as Shelby may have found a pink Bomi, and this one's going to take a little while longer.
Interrupts him when he's trying to body slam.
Ridiculous. Is going to flash over the wall. In fact, probably could have taken that Lantern, but I guess Shelby's bore, pretty large. Whoa, almost looked like he used Arctic Assault, but no, that was a magical journey. As Kensti's going to find Robo-Santa.
Kensti does a lot of damage right now. He's got the Abyssal Scepter, has a 40% cooldown reduction as well as the Zhonya's Hourglass. Really haven't touched on him, but 4, 2, and 3 has had a very good game in the mid lane and now pushing all 3 waves simultaneously.
Yep, Shelby going to find his way in here. Flashes are plenty here from Sudden Fear as a pink Bomi. He's trying to get them away from his team. Just going to get eaten by Kensti. Warble takes a magical journey. Patu gets destroyed as I believe he was stunned up against a base gate. That's just rude. Shiny now finds himself with only a couple of friends left alive, and Avant are going to take down the inhibitor turret. Inhibitor going to follow. Kensti looking for Shiny. Rupture not going to find him this time around, but man, this Sudden Fear lineup definitely scared of this AV team, and Kensti's just so huge. This 6-stack Cho'Gath menacing on the Rift.
Yeah, lumbering around. They take out the top turret as well. That's Porky getting some work done now against Robo-Santa, who can't do much. It's a 4-item Nav, well and truly into the late game. Just got way too far ahead. And you know, story of Sudden Fear's OPL experience so far is the fact that they're able to get themselves into good positions in the early game, but just fall apart at about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and they just can't really do it. They are getting sort of ahead more and more, earlier and earlier, I guess you could say, for Sudden Fear. I mean, there were their first couple of games where things just looked horrible. the whole game, whereas this definitely looked great for
started
Sudden Fear in the early game.
They had the ability. They had a 3-0 Tristana at one point and looked like they were going to get into the mid game and really start taking over, but unfortunately Shiny just got caught out one too many times, and the rest of the team with Shiny dead weren't able to really siege the way they needed to with that Baron.
One too many times? 5 too many times, maybe? Not entirely sure, as Pink Bomi's going to try and take down a Rift Scuttler. Baron buff.
Swaps priority to a pink ward.
Yep. Got to work out what you want here, Gragas. Shelby just going to push out this top wave, of course. Does actually have a fair bit of minion pushing capability, does this Sejuani?
Yeah, especially late game, doing very well. Pink Bomi finally wins that epic battle.
Yeah, Scuttle Crab 0.
Down.
Pink Bomi 1. No problem. Warble and Shelby now just hanging around. They're looking to try and find someone, but no one on Sudden Fear apart from a Pink Bomi paying any attention to this top lane whatsoever. Just trying to deal with the super minions streaming into the bottom lane as Shelby Arctic assaults his way over the top. They know that a Pink Bomi was around, but AV not able to find him just yet. Gragas.
And they can dive whenever they want right now. They've got the ability. Kensti, whoever he decides to flash yell at, he hasn't got the flash right now, but as long as he lands that silence right there, the Feral Scream, as well as the ultimate, either Shiny or Christmas Trees are dying. They're not living through that combination.
Yeah, and the last couple of times, Kensti's managed to land Ruptures on both of them as he gets Death Sentence just a little bit, flayed back as well as the Chaos Storm gets Zhonya's. There's the Tempered Fate and a Robo Center and Patu. But Kensti, he's gone down very, very low. Sudden Fear might be able to find a team fight they're looking for here as Chelby might be in trouble. Porky charging the Rage Bar. Can he get the big Gnar in this fight? Gnar's nothing as Sudden Fear now might be able to turn it on them. But Kensti, he's still alive, still with cooldowns available. And if he can keep himself in a nice position, might be able to still get off the abilities that they need. But Sudden Fear, with everyone alive, still might be able to get something done.
And Shiny and Christmas Trees need to stop standing on top of each other because once again, Porky got a double house, although now he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's gotten slowed down. There's the Randuins. There is Magical Journey taken by a lot of members of AV. Shiny going so deep into the fight. Does manage to get the shot down and the reset, more importantly, as Wobble. Oh, what were you doing there, buddy? As Kensi, he's going to eat someone on the way out. Christmas Trees died from that one, and Shiny did eventually fall down on the backside as AV just too tanky. Their front line so huge. And Shelby, yeah, he's just restarting this fight. Northern Winds eating through them, and look at Kensti in there with so much damage. And the Ruptures landing, the Feral Screams across everyone. Triple kill for the Cho'Gath, and AV, they might just be able to win.
Yeah, so they're looking to see whether they can push in. Super Creeps are about to be on the base turrets. Looks like they just want to take out the rest of the base first, but Shelby is just way too tanky right now. He's able to consistently deal with the AD carry, and you know, Shiny, he went incredibly deep to pick up Porky in the backline, but when you left the Sejuani and the Cho'Gath completely unharmed, didn't end out too well for Sudden Fear.
Well, the thing was, is Shiny rocket jumped away from his team. So he got the reset and then couldn't go anywhere.
At the same time, it kind of swapped the team fight sideways, and then Warble was out of front line, so they cut him off as well. So they kind of traded AD for AD. But from there, late game Sejuani just so much more effective than this Greg at this point.
Yeah, and of course, once your explosive cask is down, you're not doing too much more apart from slowing people down just a little bit and being a tanky beast. You got a fair bit of damage with that W, but other than that, you're exactly right. Chelby.
So apart from the damage CC and slow that he brings, he does nothing.
No, that's why he's one of the top priority junglers at the moment, Spawn. But look, Chelby, just once you get to this point as Sejuani, you do so much damage.
He does so much more damage right now. So Gragas, he's a lot more disruptive than what Chelby should be at this point. But Chelby, he's going to stick to you himself. And look at the damage that comes out of Sejuani late game.
Yep. And there's the ultimate as well. Wallop to death. Look at the CC. Pink Bomi couldn't move for about 15 years as Robo Santa is going to run very, very quickly. I apologize. That was definitely an exaggeration. Robo Santa getting ran at by Porky, who gives up on that one. They want Christmas Trees, who gets ruptured, eaten as well as Kensti's legendary now. 10, 2, and 4 on the Cho'Gath. Jakey takes another magical journey into the base, and they're going to take the first inhibitor that they grabbed before in the bottom lane. That's just going to get destroyed. And now with Warble alive, AV might even be able to win.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and push in with their super minion creeps. They're all very healthy still, and this will be the game. AV will take it.
Yeah, 11 kills to 22 in the end. Almost a 10,000 gold lead. It's another rupture. Shiny gets obliterated one more time. Another kill for Kensti, who lands another rupture as well. We're not going to talk about it. This guy seems to be landing everything. Robo Santa ults over the Nexus just to try and follow the magical journey, which was very, very cute. But Sudden Fear unable to take their first victory, but man, AV looking strong in that game.
Yeah, towards the late game, AV looked fantastic. Credit to Sudden Fear for getting the bottom lane rolling one more time against Jakey coming in as a sub who had a very good game, but in the end, just the synergy that came through from Avant, the late game shot calling, the ability to trade effectively across the map meant that they turned what was a deficit, losing Baron, into a really good trade for them. They took out a kill, they took out 4 turrets and just catapulted themselves into the lead. Yeah,
making losing Baron look like a positive trade is pretty ridiculous, but they definitely managed to make it work. Let's have a look at a replay, ladies and gentlemen. And look, it's pretty late. We'll see what Avant are going to do.
Yeah, so this is where it looks like Kensti gets caught out. So bottom wave is being hit. Kensti's already been hit by the ultimate through from Christmas Tree. So as we roll this one out, you see that Avant is able to, I guess, kite back, and Shiny goes super aggressive, jumps over the top, flashes, gets the last auto attack on Porky, isolates Warble on the left side of the team fight. He gets deleted, but Kensti, he's just doing so much burst damage, landing all the CC he needs to. Shelby's already soloed out Shiny on the back end of that fight, and you know, he's saying, guys, we can still go. I'm huge. I am a ball-riding lady, and I will not be stopped.
The triple rupture, though, and then triple feral scream.
Yeah, Kensti had a very good later stage of that game.
He really did, really came into his own towards the end of that one. And man, look, that's what happens when you sort of give Avant that window. And it was off the back of losing Baron. You don't say that very often, is losing Baron is what won us this game. But it really did put them in that position where they were prepared to win.
And, you know, when there's Siva, Tristana on the map, it means that they just push so quickly. If you do try and trade, you need to make sure it's at the right time because Siva just really shoved down every single lane, and it was 4 turrets for only a Baron, just some bad calls coming through from Sudden Fear.
Yeah, it really was. But ladies and gentlemen, we're only halfway through the night thus far, as Sudden Fear not quite able to grab their first win, and Avant took that game. But look, we're going to move on to our next one. It is going to be Sin taking on Direwolves, but first let's take a listen in to Avant as they were winning that game.
I'm heavy rage.
Take him. Check. Nice.
Victor? Victor. I'm going on trash.
Yep, I got him.
Nice.
I'm stunning him.
Oh, nice.
I can get off behind. Nice. Go second.